of something that I thought about last night, and it has to do with the great editor and chief of his own channel, Rich Buang too, whose link is in the description box. And also, we're going to give a big shout out to Flying Circus, whose link is in the description box. So, there's a reason for this. See, Rich Buang, I don't know why Rich Buang decided, well, I do. I kind of know why Rich Buang decided to utilize so many of my videos in his uploads, which from the concept of artistic and creative endeavors, he does a great job. He does a great job on this. However, why has he chosen to upset the apple cart? Rich, wherefore art thou? Why have you chosen to upset the apple cart? You are upsetting people left and right. I saw comments all over the internet in the last few weeks, some of them on my own channel, that Rich, you have upset the apple cart. We want to know why. So I think I know why. But I'm not sure. So let's ask Rich Buang when he gets here, because we know Rich Buang is on his way. There's no doubt about that. So let me get over to the video itself. Now we're going to talk about We're going to talk about the flat Earth. How does GPS work? It works from signal tower to signal tower. You get your GPS coordinates from a tower. You are, I don't know how old you are, Brad, but when I used to do a lot of work on the ocean, when I navigated from Traverse City, Michigan to New York City on a barge at 4 miles an hour, which took 92 days, 3 months and 2 days. They did not have signal towers like they have today. So you could run out of signal easy with a GPS. So we're talking about 1988. We're talking about Lake Michigan to Lake St. Clair to the Detroit Straits, down to the Detroit River, down to Black Rock Lock 1, down through the Erie Barge Canal at Black Rock Lock 1, and then down the Hudson River. So GPS is coordinated from, okay, you're going to argue with me? GPS has always been coordinated from towers. If you find a signal over the ocean, that's from a balloon. That's from a low-flying weather balloon. No, GPS was not, Lorraine was not in service in 1988. So you're going to argue with me about that? I'm just going to ignore your comments. Look at when Lorraine went into, wait a second, you could be right. Hold on a minute. No, I had a GPS on my barge, and it did not, GPS and Lorraine coordinated with each other in the year 1988. So what they had, I'm gonna check on that. You might be right. I'm gonna check on that. I'm gonna check when Lorraine because it's been 30 years. So let me Lorraine navigation. Let's take a look at this together. All right, Lorraine navigation was system developed by Lorraine Wikipedia. Let's take a look. Lorraine is not to be confused with Lorraine Sea. Okay. Lorraine receiver used in 1960s history. Okay, you I think you're right. Okay, so Lorraine, October 1st, chairman of the microwave led. Okay, let's look up Lorraine. Okay, let's look up GPS. Let's go over here and look up when GPS started. Because it was totally useless. Either way, all right, let's read this. Lorraine for short or long range navigation is a hyperbolic radio navigation system developed for the United States during World War II. It was similar to UK's G system, but operated at lower frequencies and provided an improved range of 1,500 miles with an accuracy of 10 miles. It was first used for ships, convoys crossing the Atlantic Ocean by long-range patrol aircraft. So you are correct. So if that was, GPS was switched over. In 1988, they were switching from Lorraine to GPS, and that did not work. That did not work for me at all. Crossing, when I crossed from Traverse City, Michigan, after I went under the Mackinac Bridge, I was headed towards Port Austin. I lost all my navigation coordinates on both. On the GPS. Let's see. I have that unit somewhere still to this day. Let me take a look at the comments again. Okay, first of all, we're talking about whether Brad is correct or not. So let's look up when did GPS start. They were transitioning over from one to the other. Start date, START. Okay, so let's find out. The starting point of the GPS timeline was chosen to be midnight of January 1980. The GPS satellites transmit time in two parts. When did GPS start being used? This is the one we want. Embracing previous ideas, satellites used to support their navigation system, DoD followed through with the system timing Navstar satellite in 1978. 24 satellites system became fully operation. Okay, the 24 system of satellites became operational in 1993. That's why I was saying that on the Great Lakes, I lost my ability to navigate when I crossed from Mackinac Bridge to Port Austin, Michigan. So you're right about that. The Lorraine was in use, but I bought a GPS. So now it says it uses That was your original question. It says it had 24 satellites and it was fully operational in 1993. But there was a crossover between Lorraine and GPS. And during that transitional time, I was bringing a barge back from Michigan. So I lost GPS. Yes. You can fly around the world on GPS, east to west, but you can't fly around the world. You can do that, but you're using satellites that are located on hot air balloons. Autopilot. Ooh, Brad. Who are you, Brad? Let's see. Let's take a look. No, I believe you, first of all. I believe that you believe you flew around the world. The Earth is flat, dude. I have a video that I'm going to put the link in the description box in a minute. It's more than 15 pilots in the cockpit of the planes they're flying agreeing that the Earth is flat. We have 3 pilots that I am friends with on my show that will 100%, if they could, agree that the Earth is flat. There is nobody in disagreement that knows that's a pilot. You're a pilot and you're saying that the Earth is round and you flew around the Earth. What about the curvature of the Earth? Brad, how did you compensate for the curvature of the Earth? I ain't going to go to your channel. I sure hope you have videos up on your channel, because I just spent 10 minutes talking to you. And typically, I'm not going to do that. If you have no content on your channel and you have no videos and I don't know who you are, then you're just a troll as far as I'm concerned. And you're welcome to comment, but you're not welcome to take up any more of my time. So let's find out what Brad does, because he's a pilot that flew around the world. Let's find out if that's true. Let's find autopilot. Autopilot. He doesn't even know how to spell auto. Okay, Brad, here we go. Let's find out if you don't have any content on your page, I want you to keep commenting, but I will ignore your comments. Okay, let's go here. Why am I not able to see your page, Brad? Go to the channel, okay? Open the link in a new page. I sure hope you have content. If you're one of those guys no, you're a troll. You're a troll, Brad. You got me, Brad. You got me. Brad, let's see when oh, look at this. He started his channel on March 2nd, 2023. 3 weeks ago. Brad, you got me. You got me. Okay, ignore Brad. Let him comment all he wants. So, GPS, when I navigated my 188-ton barge back from Traverse City, Michigan, under the Mackinac Bridge, on what they call from the tip of the thumb to Port Austin, Michigan. Anybody that lives in Michigan would know what the tip of the thumb is. I lost navigation because the towers that operated GPS, Brad was right about GPS and Lorraine. He's wrong about how it works. So how it works is that there are towers, like you see, those 600-foot, 400, 800-foot towers that send out signals. Now, when I left Mackinac and close 50 miles or so from where I departed, the Port of Origin, I lost my radio signal several times because the towers are not close enough. So the point that I'm trying to make is that the signals are not coming at that time and this time. The signals don't come from satellites, they come from towers. And if they come from when you're crossing the ocean at about 100 miles out, you lose the signal. At that point, what you're communicating with is probably a hot air balloon stationed at about 120,000 feet. You're not communicating with a satellite. They may have satellites that do this type of work, but satellites cost a whole lot more to put into so-called low Earth orbit, whereas a balloon can stay up there for months and has self-propulsion to keep it in stationary orbit. But you cannot navigate, like 30 years ago, when he's talking about this, once you left shoreline 150 miles out, the only communication was with satellites, but it was not for the phones. You had to use a satellite phone. It was $1 a minute. It was not for the common man. It's not like it is today, where they have towers and hot air balloons with the communications devices in them all over the place. So let's go back to the video. Brad, you got me. I know you're going to be keeping. Yeah. Okay, I've flown to Africa. Brady flew to Africa. He's an African flyer. Is that like a treetop flyer, Brad? Brad, tell me who wrote the song Treetop Flyer right now. Don't leave. Don't make me wait 15 seconds. I want to see who wrote the song Treetop Flyer, because every pilot knows who wrote that song. And otherwise, you're not a pilot. I have flown in Africa. So Brady got me for another minute. So anyway, let's talk about the video that I'm going to give you. Is 15 or 20 pilots. I didn't go through the whole video. It's on Facebook, and it is actual aircraft, actual pilots, co-pilots, 100% agreeing and admitting that the Earth is flat. Now, what Brad is a troll. Oh, he flies 732s and 732s you fly, huh? I never heard of an aircraft called a 732. Not only is Brad a troll, but he can't spell. He flies. Let's look up 732. This way you understand what I have to go through on a daily basis. Let's open this up. Let's look up 732 aircraft. Brad, I'm losing my patience with you. I'm losing my patience with you. Whoa, he's right. He has a plane. Twin jet. Brad is right again. Never heard of that. Twin jet by Fly J Sim. Whoa, Brad flies 732s. Well, he got me twice, but he still has no content. Let's see. What is a 732 aircraft? There it is. It's a Boeing 737-2. Oh, no. B-732. Flight aware. What is a B-732? Yeah, Brad, he got all those, he got all that information. Boy, this video has gone to heck with Brad in the chat. I'm going to ignore you, Brad. So, I mean, you're welcome to comment. I'm not going to block you because there are 732 aircraft. See? We learn something new every day. Getting back to my concept of Rich Buang. Why is Rich upsetting the apple cart? let's get Rich's. Let's get Rich's. Dennis. Hey, Dennis. Thanks for stopping by. See, I'm not opposed to learning new stuff, but you who just started your channel 3 weeks ago, I'm not going to put much credence in the fact that I don't trust your word, Brad. I believe, as they say here in the Philippines, you're telling a big white lie. You have no content on your page. You would think that as a pilot you would have content, but you don't. You have a channel that's 3 weeks old, though. Let's get Richie's. Rich Buang. Oh, I can't do that from here. Let's get Rich Buang's link and Flying Circus. So Rich Buang first. Brad, if you're a pilot, then you know the Earth is flat. Why would you come on here and troll me? For what reason? For what reason would you come on here? Let's get Rich Buang on here. He has a channel with a lot of videos. He's a very good video creator. Brad, I told you I was going to ignore you. I really am going to ignore you. You're welcome to leave 100 more comments, though. No pilot is going to come on my channel and leave 100 comments when they're being ignored. Okay? Even if you are a pilot, I don't believe it. Prove it. Prove that you're a pilot. Prove that. Prove this. Prove that. Now, Rich Buang. Thanks for the entertainment, Brad. Nobody on this entire channel that's going to, even though I showed them the 732, and a pilot, let me tell you how a pilot would have quoted that sentence. They would say, I flew, or I captained Boeing 737-2s. But you just threw the number 732 up there. Now, I don't believe you're a pilot. If you're a pilot, then show us some content. You have another channel with videos on it? We'll go back. We'll go back and we'll check out your videos. Why is it all you people that are so smart, you don't have any content on your page? Why are you on YouTube pulling down $150,000 a year commenting to Michael Fazio? Well, why are you on? It's okay that you do that, though, because it's entertainment, right? And we're going to get to some entertainment in a little while. Bradford Randall. I don't know what that means. You just picked a name out of the atmosphere, or that's a channel name? See, you're not a pilot. A pilot would give me more detail. Bradford Randall means what? Google Bradford Randall, the name of your channel, the name of a video, the name of an Air Force base. What is Bradford Randall? It's free. YouTube is free. That's true. Brad just got me for my free time. So, Rich Buang. So Rich Buang, why did he upset the apple cart? That was what today's video was about. So actually, Rich, he acquiesced to he acquiesced to my pleading. We'll call it a pleading. he acquiesced to my request, because on Rich Buang's videos of the ones that I was in, there were a lot of people leaving negative comments about what happened a year ago, which I can't talk about. But if I could talk about it, you people would have a completely different understanding of the actual event. Nothing that you people have heard, for instance, where I threatened anybody's well-being. That's not true. If it was true, it would have been used in a court of law. So for you people out there that don't get it, that never happened. Although the story is that I somehow threatened somebody's well-being. I didn't do that. Even if I did, Rich Buang would be the person that would have grabbed that soundbite, but it never happened. So you have been lied to thousands of times over the course of the last year that I somehow threatened somebody's well-being. I didn't do that. So that is a total falsehood. Now, if I'm going to say it again, if I did do that, if I said those words, somebody would have grabbed the soundbite and used it against me in a court of law, by the way. But it didn't. Those words never came out of my mouth. So you people are listening to and responding to a false narrative. It's not true. But if I could talk about this event that happened a year ago, you would find it to be a completely different story than what you have seen and heard on YouTube. And eventually, the great Alo DeWinter and myself are going to do a multi-part series on this, because Alo has been my confidant and friend and advisor between myself and my lawyer and his secretary since pretty much the first month of the court case. So Alo is right up there with all the knowledge of what happened, what transpired. He has a copy. We have a copy of all the transcripts that are pertinent to my case and why one case was placed against me, and then the case was dismissed for lack of evidence. For lack of evidence, I was falsely accused, and it was proven that there was no evidence of what I was accused of. So Rich Buang, he went along with this narrative by putting up some of the words that I said in my videos, which are true, when I said that you people are not intelligent enough to see that the earth is flat. There is no proof that the earth is round. None whatsoever. Who? Brad? B-R-A-D? Brad? Who what? Who's a pilot? Who can't function, who can't correlate a functional sentence? Brad is the proof that the earth is round. And then I have a video that I'm going to show you right now of 15 to 20 pilots. I didn't watch the whole video. I'm going to post the link on, it's a Facebook link. And here we go. Let me get to, it's opening up. Okay, let's cut the Facebook link out. Now, I'm not going to play the video because it will go against, it would be a copyright. Let's stop this video right now. Okay, I'm not going to play this video. But you guys, this whole video, it's muted. So this whole entire video, this is one captain. And the entire video is different captains in the cockpit of the airplanes. That's a nice rug. That's another pilot. And that's a formula that the flat earth people use. This is another formula that they use. And the whole entire video this is a pilot explaining why they don't fly direct from Sydney, Australia. Pilot Dave Villena, okay? So I'm going to put the link up there, and you guys can watch this, and you could believe it or not believe it. There's a man that went into the cockpit, 15 or 20 cockpits. He didn't interview people at the airline terminal. He went into the cockpit. So here you have pilots that are admitting that there's no curvature of the Earth 15 plus times. The three pilots that I know personally, plus the fact that I have some pilot training, will all agree the Earth is flat. There's no curvature. Now, there are things that are hard to explain, but the bottom line is when you set the altimeter using a gyroscope, the altimeter flies at that angle, flight level, because that's where you want to fly, right? Now, you can go up or down, and you go forward. Can't go backwards in an airplane, but a helicopter you can. And then if there's a mountain here, that altimeter is set at 500 feet above sea level. It does not compensate. It does not say, hey, there's a mountain there. You will crash right into the mountain. That's what flight level means using a gyroscope. Now, there are other programs that they add to the gyroscopic instrumentation package, and they will include radar. Radar will say there's a mountain there, we have to change our elevation. They have electronic adaptations to move higher to a higher altitude, and you get permission to do that, or you just do it because it's an emergency. But nobody on Earth, nobody knows why a gyroscope maintains flight level. They just know it does. It's an instrument that works upon its own self. Nobody knows why a gyroscope works. For instance, if you have a gyroscope set at 10,000 feet and the mountain is 12,000 feet, it's going to run you right into the side of the mountain. It's not going to go over the mountain. Now, if you have curvature, if the Earth curved, if it did, which it does not, then it would follow the curvature of the Earth. It doesn't do that. The video link that I'm going to give you proves it doesn't do that. And then we're going to get back to Rich Buang, too. Why did he upset the apple cart? Brad, let's go back to Brad, that big commenter on my channel, the big commenter today. Brad, his channel was started, Brad, see the word Brad? Brad, his channel was started March 2nd, 2023. Look at that, look at this. He's not a troll. No, he's not a troll. Okay, let's get this video link up there. Sex Pat Hunter, welcome, says hello, Michael. So here's this Facebook. Louis Pagan Pounce is in the house, and Tuna Kahuna gifted Louis a thank you, Tuna Kahuna. Tuna Kahuna is putting out some really cool videos. In fact, some of Tuna Kahuna's videos are as long as 15 seconds. Some of them. He has a 1-second video up on YouTube, Tuna Kahuna. He's a very generous man, actually. He generously donated 20. He gifted 20 memberships, 20 memberships to my channel. So, Tuna Kahuna, salama, thank you. I think Tuna Kahuna, he's very generous. All I could say is thank you. Now, Tuna Kahuna has given 20 memberships. Now, why would he do that? I don't understand. But he certainly does not need free advertising. He certainly has been giving and gifting people donations for a very long time. And all I can say is thank you, Tuna Kahuna. So let's go back to the page here. And let's talk about Rich Buang after we, let's see. Gifted. Tuna Kahuna gifted 20 alpha male construction videos. He did it again. He did that last week, Tuna Kahuna did. He did that 10 days ago. He gifted 20 people 20 alpha male construction video memberships. Thank you, Tuna Kahuna. Salamat. Wow, that's, let's get Tuna Kahuna's link up there. Let's go to Tuna Kahuna's channel and put his, he has some of his videos are 8 seconds long. And I watched them. I get a kick out of them because he's like one had snow in it, and it was like a few seconds of snow. He lives in a beautiful place, that's for sure. And I enjoyed watching not only the snow, but the view from his deck. If I'm not confused, he lives on the side of a mountain. He's actually a video creator by definition, Tuna Kahuna is. So let's go get Tuna Kahuna's link up there. Thank you. Well, we're going to bang a pot. We got to bang a pot. I got to get a pot from Tuna Kahuna. Hold on. I got to get a nice pot banging thing. Let's go to the channel, which we did, Tuna Kahuna. Now, here we go. Look at this. Look at this. Let's turn this around. Oh, I see somebody read Tuna Kahuna cleaning out the Geneir for another week. Now, this video, I watched this video last night, Tuna Kahuna. It's a vacuum truck. I watched it like 6 times. I let it play. So he has, now, for those of you who don't know what a vacuum truck is, he's showing you a vacuum truck. And a vacuum truck has a hose. It's like a vacuum. And they put it down into sewers and water chases, water flows, and it removes the debris by vacuuming out the sludge from the troughs that are underneath the city streets. So in that respect, it's a tool that you won't see used so often. Most people will never see it, but he's a true video creator. Now, this video here shows men working. I watched this one also. This video here shows a man breaking concrete in the street. So this is what it's like to work for a living, not blah, blah, blah on YouTube. So he's actually showing you one real-life situation of a vacuum truck. And if you knew what a vacuum truck did, oh, it's a nice, clean, white truck. Well, what is it vacuuming? It's vacuuming every form of sludge and chemical compounds that when a car leaks oil, the oil goes in the street and the oil goes down into the pavement. When another chemical could be leaking out of another type of truck, the chemical goes down, it goes down into the sewerage system, and it becomes sludge. And this truck, although it's clean and white, is sucking up everything from bacteria to caustic chemicals. In that respect, I thought the video was pretty cool. most of this would go unnoticed by most people. It's a truck. It's a white truck with a hose coming out the back. No, it's a truck doing one of the most hazardous jobs that you could possibly do. You have no idea what that truck is vacuuming into the vacuum of the body of the truck. You guys also, most of you have no idea what it's like to work sitting down in a street with a sledgehammer breaking rock, because most of you people are trolls. And I think that even though Tuna Kahuna's videos are shorts, they're pretty darn cool. He shows a 2 or 3 or 4 10-second depiction of what real life looks like. What real life looks like. Here's a real life picture of a beach, a beautiful beach. This fella here, on this one, I see this all the time here in the Philippines, but none of you people would do this. Imagine the people that say, I'm a real man. You're not going to stand on top of this ladder, leaned up against a light pole to fix a wire with no cones around the base of the ladder. This is pure danger. So Tuna Kahuna, if you're not subscribed to his channel, let's get some subscribers for Tuna Kahuna, and then we're going to get a pot. You knew that was going to happen, right? Tuna Kahuna from Canada, he puts out these 2 or 3 second videos that look like they're not much, but I get it, Tuna Kahuna, I get it. You are posting real life documentation of what real life people do as real experience, in real experiences in life. Let's go over here. He had a video of snow. Now, he also does videos of other stuff. But, oh, look at this. Lemon and coconut pies. Now, in this video, I left him a comment because this is supposed to be, I guess, a delicious pie. So this guy is a real video creator. He's showing you a lemon and coconut pie. But I left a comment on Tuna Kahuna's page. If you ever get to the Florida Keys, there's a pie called key lime pie. Keylime pie. It's a small lemon-like object, about that big. It's called a key lime. I've had pie. I've had coconut pie. I've had lemon meringue pie. I've had apple pie. I've had mango pie. Nothing in the world. No other pie compares to key lime pie. Nothing comes close. And I lived there, and it was an amazing taste, key lime pie. They don't have, and key limes only grow in the Florida Keys. So let's go back here and get Tuna Kahuna's link up here. Thank you. And we're going to get, we're going to go back to the comments. Thank you, Louis. Now, let's go here. Let's post that. That's the video. The video for the Facebook will be posted in my description box. So that's Tuna Kahuna. Now we're going to bang a pot. So let's go get a pot. Let's get a pot and a spoon. And we're going to bang a pot with a spoon in honor of the great 1 to 8 second video clips by Tuna Kahuna. None other than the Tuna Kahuna. Sounds like he should be in Hawaii somewhere. The Tuna Kahuna is in the house. The Tuna Kahuna put out another 3-second video. The Tuna Kahuna is pumping out 8-second videos like they were postage stamps. The Tuna Kahuna. I'm preparing for the Tuna Kahuna song of the day. The Tuna Kahuna. The Tuna Kahuna. Look at Tuna Kahuna. Oh, yeah, baby. Oh, yeah, baby. I'm looking for my spoon. I lost my spoon. I lost my pot banging spoon. I thought it was here, but it's not. I'm going to have to bang a pot with a different object. The Tuna Kahuna. The Tuna Kahuna. The Tuna Kahuna. So, before we get to Louis Pagan Pont's comments, thank you for that comment, Louis. I know better than to do that because one of the rules on YouTube has always been you're not allowed to threaten another blogger or even an agency. So let's show the donation by Tuna Kahuna. The Tuna Kahuna. The Tuna Kahuna. So Tuna Kahuna, when you go to his channel, and we just went there, you're going to see 1-second video clips, 10-second video clips. He is showing you Brad has eaten key lime pie. Now, Brad, to be honest, did you enjoy the key lime pie? Because Rich Buang. So, what happened here? Oh, I remember you now. Brad wants to know. Yeah. Brad wants to know, where is Daisy May? You never know what time she'll arrive. So, let's go to Tuna Kahuna's page right here. Tuna Kahuna. So this Tuna Kahuna's channel is riddled with real life videos that are only 1 or 2 or 3 seconds long. That's his motif. Look at this. Gas prices. $1.06 a liter. That's cheap, actually. Let's see. In the Philippines. In the Philippines, gas is 67 cents, 67 pesos, $1.34, $1.34 per liter. That makes it close to $5.50. $1.34 times 4 is close to $5.40. $5.40. So Tuna Kahuna's page is 1, 2. At first I'm going, why is this fella? This is a long time ago. Why is this fella putting up? I liked his videos, Tuna Kahuna's videos, but why is he putting up 1 or 2 second videos? But then I went to his channel because I was subscribed to him for a long time. I don't know why. But why is he putting up those 2 seconds? He's putting up snippets of real life. Like, for instance, if I showed you what I've been doing for a long time now, if I showed you what I was doing, you would agree, all you people, would agree that there's not a single foreigner in the Philippines that could do what I'm doing now. None of you. Now, if you could, you wouldn't, number one. Number two, if you could do what I've been doing for the last few months, you wouldn't have the tools to do it. If you could do it, at one time in your life, you would not be able to do it in today's world because of the heat. And you guys are out there. You're a bunch of weak men. You're a bunch of weak men that you can't stand outside in 135 degree sun and work. That's a weakness, because I see people all the time on YouTube saying it's the sun in the Philippines is too hot to work in. I've been working out in the sun for months now. 135 degrees, I punched out the temperature where I was sitting 3 days ago. And it was 135 degrees. So if you could, knowledge-wise, do what I do, if you could do what I do now 25 years ago, you would not be able to do what I do now because you wouldn't be able to do it in the hot sun. So when I say that none of you could do what I do now today at your age, retired in the Philippines, none of you, nobody else on YouTube has videos like I have that I send out to my friends. Nobody. And they'll never be public. Because none of you people could tolerate 135 degree sun. None of you could tolerate the meticulousness of some of the jobs that I have to do, and you wouldn't have the tools to do what I do. And not only but 15 people are friendly enough that I've been friends with are ever going to see those videos until the hotel is built. Then you will see the videos. But until then, nobody's ever going to see what I do every day. Now, I have people in the chat right now that will agree with me because they've watched my videos. So for 4 reasons, I like Tuna Kahuna. And you should subscribe to his channel. 1, he puts out snippets of real life videos. Real life. What it's like to operate a vacuum truck. You have no idea what it's like to operate a vacuum truck. I don't operate a vacuum truck, but I've hired dozens of vacuum trucks to come to my jobs to siphon out the water from a septic system. I've watched Con Edison use vacuum trucks to remove the sludge in the troughs where the cables and piping and the plumbing underground gas pipes and stuff are. And I've been inside places that you have never seen, nor will you ever see. Inside commercial grade Department of Environmental Protection, Department of Sanitation controlled septic sewage treatment plants. There are plants underground that are thousands of square acres underground that you've never seen. Multiple stories, 4 and 5 and 6 stories deep. You've never seen any of that. So I have seen that. So I know what the vacuum truck does. You don't. So his 3-second video of the vacuum truck is showing you a job that none of you have any understanding of. Like standing on a ladder vertical with no cones around it. Very dangerous work. So let's bang a pot in honor of Tuna Kahuna. So let's go back. Should I put the pot, should I put the video facing me? Or should I put the, I'm gonna, Tuna Kahuna. So that's who Tuna Kahuna is. Now, if you're not completely lame in the membrane, you should subscribe to his page and just look at the snippets of videos that he does. Now, other people would say, oh, thanks, Tuna Kahuna, without understanding why I like Tuna Kahuna's videos. He shows you a snippet of real life. It's up to you to put yourself in the scene that he's portraying. A guy sitting in the street breaking concrete with a sledgehammer in the hot sun. I've been there. We have other people that can't even make videos of what they say they did that day. But they profess that they did this and they did that and they did this and they could do that. But if they wanted to do that, they could do that. No. I do those things. And I don't put them on YouTube because there are so many people that will flag my videos. Let's send Fazio's videos to the Workmen's Compensation Board. Let's send Fazio's videos to the barangay captain. How many of you have done that? Let's send Fazio's videos to the council in the Philippines. You've done that too. Tuna, Kahuna. Sounds like he should be on Hawaii 5-0. Salamat, Tuna, Kahuna. He makes videos of real life things, but you have to be able to see through the facade. He doesn't come on and pontificate for hours and hours. He shows you a picture of a man in the street in the hot sun breaking concrete with a sledgehammer. And it's up to you to understand that that's a job that you would never do, because most of you are nothing but YouTube trolls. Troll your way through the day. I do real work out in the hot sun. And I have a video. I have 100 videos. I have several hundred videos of me doing work out in the hot sun that none of you could do. So when you say, Fazio, he doesn't know anything about tools, you people are fools. I look at you like you are trolls. None of you could sit next to me during the course of my workday. None of you would walk next to me during the course of my workday and do what I do. Mimic what I'm doing from 5 feet away, because you wouldn't be able to take the hot sun, which is part of when I say you couldn't do what I do. Even if you had the knowledge 25 or 30 years ago to do it, you could not do it. And if any of you could do it, there would be videos on your page of you doing it. Troll, go away, come back another day. Tuna, Kahuna, Salamat. Thank you, Tuna, Kahuna. Salamat. Tuna, Kahuna. Salamat. Tuna, Kahuna. He makes videos of real life things. He makes videos of real life things. He puts snippets of real life things on his channel. It's up to you to put yourself, your mindset into his videos. Now let's just go through some more of his videos here. Look at this. Look at this. Gas. He's showing you a real life picture of gas. $1.06 in the United States, $1.46 in California, $1.34 in the Philippines. He's making you think about gas prices. That's what he's doing. He's not showing you a sign how much gas is. He's making you think how much gas is costing people, and how much, if you bring it down to its final straw, how much devastation on the economy is this going to cause come springtime travels? Big time. And then He likes chocolate. Now, I don't know who this boss job, rest in peace, fly a hand out replacement. I don't know who that is. But anyway, afternoon espresso and cheesecake. Now, to some people, look at this. To some people, this is a delicacy. Cheesecake. Oh, cheesecake is a delicious cake. There's no doubt about it. And espresso in the afternoon to get you going. He's showing you a snippet of his life. His life is comfortable. He has cheesecake and espresso in the afternoon. You have to read between the lines when you're watching a lot of videos. Like this video, I could show you. No, I cannot show what I was doing yesterday. You people would not do it. You would pass. You would pass. Not only, let me just tell you what I did yesterday. I did something yesterday for the first time I ever did it. Okay? I had two ways to do something. Two ways. And in my mind, the first way is the way I put it together. I needed a hoist and a chain to pick up the item. And I had no way of knowing if that item would go on and then I would be able to do other things with that product. I had no way of knowing which item should go on first. So I chose the crane and the item because I had the crane there. It was there. So a hoist. So I put the hoist, I decided, now, the next item could be done by hand. But when I went to put the next item on, part of the bracketing for the hoisted section that I put on with the crane the day before was in the way. And in the video, you're going to hear me talking about, oh man, I can't, the peripherals don't go on. It doesn't fit. I might have to get the hoist back, the crane. I might have to get that back and do it again. Did I get upset? No. I just said, well, let's see how we can work this out. And eventually I came to the understanding that while I was contemplating my navel, that I will get this job done, but I'm going to have to decide right now that there's going to be an extra amount of time involved with this, of anywhere up to 3 hours or possibly more. And when I decided that, then I went ahead and started working for the solution for the second part of the job. Now, if I would have gotten the crane back and taken that part off and then put the secondary parts on, I would have to get the crane back, and I still wouldn't be able to get certain parameters, certain peripherals back on no matter. So did I make a mistake? At first, I thought I made a mistake. And I was thinking that I'm going to have to get this crane hoist back. But then I'm saying, no, I'll work it out a different way. I'm going to just have to spend another 3 hours doing this in the hot sun, 135-degree sun. Did I get upset? No. There are people out there that those videos were sent out to. Did they get to watch it? I don't know. It's a 6-hour video. Did they hear me get upset? No. They just heard me figuring out solutions to this. Because I have the knowledge. Look, this is how it works. If someone can build it, someone can fix it. It's that simple. We have aviation slogans. If someone can build it, someone can repair it or fix it. That goes to anything everywhere. I mean, sometimes electronic parts burn out. You have to remove and replace as necessary. But when it's mechanical engineering, if someone built something and you can see the parameters of it, Well, there's a solution. You have to figure out the solution. I watch people's videos. I did this today. I did this today. But no video of it. Brad, we lost the set. Brad, he's a pilot, but no videos. None. No, he just named some odd aircraft, which turned out it existed. But I'm open to charging up my phone while I'm talking, but I'm open to Brad's words. But Brad turned out to be, in my opinion, a fraud because he has no videos to prove he's a pilot. Well, why would I believe him? Because he's a fraud. Because he's a troll. And look, if he was a pilot, he could at least have pictures of him boarding an airplane. Nothing. Zero. So you people out there that think you can do this and you think you can do that, no, you can't. You may have done that one day. I'm still doing it every day. So when you don't see me on YouTube for 2 or 3 days, it's because I did a job. I did a job that you can't do in the hot sun, probably in the hot sun, or with tools that you can't operate, or with tools that you don't have, or with tools that are specialty items that no one has. And I laugh at you people. I had a guy the other day. Oh, he was pumping out video after video after video after video. He knows who he is. So let's go back to the comment section and we'll take a look at Louis Pagan-Ponce. He's the guy who I'm talking about. Oh, everybody knows who I'm talking about. He's an expert at everything. He's an expert at everything. And then we're going to talk about Richie Buang. You have upset the apple cart big time. So let's go. Wow, Scott has been working. Wow, Brad, all that trolling for nothing. Oh, what a shame. What a shame. Have we ever been to another planet, Darian Wood? No, we have not. If you believe we went to the moon, that's a sad state of affairs, the moon landing. Scott was working. Brad started his channel March 1st, 2023. Troll, says Dennis Adam. Now, Louis Pagan-Ponce says, Louis Pagan-Ponce says, one thing I can attest to, in the 7 or 8 years I've been following Fazio, I have never heard Fazio threaten anyone on YouTube. On the contrary, he has been threatened repeatedly. And that's because when I'm done with what I'm doing in the court system, then the great Aloe DeWinter and myself will do a factual expose on trolls on YouTube and how they lie. But I can't do that now because my lawyer specifically said, please don't do that. So you have been lied to and you believe people. That segues me into. So what I did say is anybody's welcome to come to my house and yell out profanities. But when you get here, you have to understand my landlord is the barangay captain. So he probably isn't going to allow that. That's what I did say that. I did say, if you come to my house and threaten me, you probably won't like what's going to happen because I'm going to call the police. I did say that. Is that a threat? You're going to come to my house and threaten me? And I say you won't like what happened because I'm going to call the police? Or I'm going to call the barangay captain? No, that's not a threat. That's a fact. And that's what happened. So I would never threaten anybody. So anytime you ever hear me say that I never threatened anybody and you hear contradictory words to that, it's a lie. Straight up and down lie. Proven in a court of law. Proven in a court of law. And how was it proven? It was proven because there's no evidence of it. And who would have evidence of it? The great Rich Buang. who has segued over to the Fazio side of the universe. Why, I don't know. I do know. He says Fazio has so much content, it's worth sacrificing my moral turpitude to remove the comments from the videos I do about Fazio, because I was clear as day with Rich. If you continue to allow people to leave threatening comments on your videos, I will ask you not to do that. And if you don't do that, it's your choice. And he acquiesced. Thank you very much, Rich Buang. You have upset a lot of people. I see people all over the internet saying, why did you do that? Why are you taking sides with Fazio? Rich is looking out for Rich. Rich is saying, I have these videos. I spent all this time making these videos. I went through thousands of excerpts of Fazio's crazy, insane stuff. And that can all disappear in a couple of hours. It's in my better interest to not let people threaten Fazio. You had a guy yesterday, you went on his channel. You did start a little stuff over there. You don't have Fazio, at least you don't have a toilet in your kitchen, you said. You were stirring up the pot, Rich. I saw that comment. I wasn't watching the video, but I watched it after the fact. You were stirring the pot, and you were doing that to get a reaction from that. That guy has an IQ of, at best, somewhere in the low 40s. He lies, he defends, he gives money to people that lie, and now, recently, the person who he thought was some sort of Superman is now proven to not be so much of a Superman. And what is he going to say now? So I saw you stirring the pot, Rich. But so you know what I did today? I'm going to tell you something, Rich. I went for the first time to your channel. I have not been to your channel other than to watch the video that you did of Daisy May and myself, which was a beautiful video. And other than to watch Fat Fazio's 20% Black, I have not watched a video of yours. I think I watched one other in a year. I have not perused through your videos. But today I said, you know what? If he wants to stir the pot, let me go see what's going on his channel. Because had you not done what you did, and I thank you for that, comments are not available in this video. At this time, right now, I would not be doing a live stream. I would be doing something else. And I don't know what would happen to you. But I asked you nice, and you thought about it. And Rich Buang said it's in my best interests to remove 10 or 20,000 negative comments about Fazio. None of them could be proven. What? You think I'm crazy because I think the earth is flat? I think the earth is flat because the earth is flat. I was the person among thousands of others that talked about an algorithm 6 years ago and how YouTube's algorithm can destroy your channel. And now we have an algorithm that can completely just put the name in there, and any reference to a famous person, no matter how famous they are, they algorithm Donald Trump off the internet. They algorithmed that Alex Jones off the internet. Andrew Tate was becoming one of the most popular people in the entire flat earth. They algorithmed him and his brother Tristan off the internet. Well, with a touch of a button, Twitter algorithmed their commentaries off of Twitter until Elon Musk bought it. I was the first person. I had to hear. I wish for every person that said that I was a liar and that I was a fool and I was a fraud and I didn't know what I was talking about. I wish that for each person that did that, every time they stated Michael Fazio is a liar. The algorithms are not affecting his page. I would like to see 1 year taken off their life for every time that they said that. Do you know how many people would disappear today if I got my wish? A lot of people. Because there was one guy in particular, he's saying the algorithms. There's no such thing as algorithms. But if 1 year was to be taken off of his lifespan for each time he stated that lie, and now he admits that there's algorithms, and he lost 1 year for each time he said Michael Fazio was a fraud, there was no such thing as algorithms, he would cease to exist. Not only in YouTube, but in the flat earth, on the flat earth, over the flat earth. Because their algorithms are real, and they've been working on algorithms for a really long time to get it down to a science. Now they have it down to a science. They put you in a YouTube box. So, you people out there that have called me a liar, he doesn't have an A&P license. Let's take another year off those people. Every time they said that, let's take a year off of the next 10 or 12 things that I'm going to mention. If you ever called me a liar saying I don't have an A&P mechanics license, you lose 1 year of your life. This is the universe. For every time you said it, gone. Gone like the wind. If you ever said Fazio doesn't pay his taxes, we don't see a receipt, we don't see him handing money to the girl. Well, then when I did that, how many times did you say that? 100 times? You reported me to YouTube. You reported me to the IRS in America. You would be gone like the wind. How many times did you say Fazio never owned an Ocean Racer? And I bet you $10,000. Anybody that I owned an Ocean Racer. It's not a big deal. It's a boat. And a very expensive boat. $500 a day for gas. But I owned one, and I used it, and I had it for 12 years. Okay? So for every time you people lied, especially the person that said Fazio threatened me, Fazio did this, Fazio did that, if you guys lost a year off your life for each time you lied about Fazio, YouTube, I might be the only person left on YouTube. Because you all lie. Rich was on the channel yesterday stirring the pot. And then I went to your channel today, Rich. I got to tell you, you did a righteous thing. Because had you not, by this time today or tomorrow, your channel would have been gone. Okay? If I had anything to say about it. You were allowing people to put a false narrative against me. They were lying about the truth. Now, some people, that clown, would say Fazio's part of the cancel culture. Let me explain this to you, what the cancel culture means. I have the definition of the cancel culture on my tabs at the top of the page. I am not part of the cancel culture. I will remove you from my channel if you lie. That is not part of being in the cancel culture. The cancel culture is to unfairly, unjustly remove someone from social media. Well, when you got a guy out there saying Fazio did this and Fazio did that, and Daisy May did this and Daisy May was that, and those are all lies, and I block you for a lifetime in perpetuity. I didn't block you falsely. I didn't block you unfairly. I blocked you because you're a liar. That is not a cancel culture type of guy. So the genius out there who quantified me as a cancel culture woke person is a fool, just for starters. Let's prove that right now. And there was a guy throwing truth bombs out about him the other day, and that guy knows who he is. And the guy who was getting truth bombed, he knows who he is. And he tried to cancel that guy too with his genius mental organizational skills in his mind. You got to remember, there's a guy that's never done a day's work in his life, physical day's work. You got to remember that guy is a genius. He went to school to learn the psychological art of manipulation to do business in the business world. Like Pink Floyd said, you've got to be able to pick out the easy meat with your eyes closed. You've got to be able to give them a firm handshake, knowing that you are intentionally setting them up for a fall. Pink Floyd, Animals. You've got to be able to pick out the easy meat with your eyes closed. Well, that giant of a man, he spent 3 hours degrading me as part of the cancel culture and being woke. And he lied to you. He used his mental manipulation prowess. And then he made an agreement in that video that if you never mention my name, I'll never mention your name. But if you mention my name even just once, I'm going to release all your secrets. That's a threat. That's a threat. I was threatened. And then I backed off. I let it go. And 3 weeks later, I see my name all over the place. So now it's fair game. Now I gave him an option. Go ahead and release my secrets. Go ahead and do that. You go first, and then I go. I even gave him the benefit of the doubt. You want this to happen? Let's make it happen. You want drama? I'll give you drama. Because what I say is true. What you said is false. In your 3-hour dissertation, how to call Fazio woke and part of the cancel culture. Let me read to you what the cancel culture is, what it means. And then maybe you'll learn something. But you leave out the most important parts of this. You leave out the parts that don't benefit you. You leave out the parts that would degrade you into an actual worthless troll. You leave out the parts that would not benefit you at all. You leave out the best parts of what you said about me. You leave out the truth. Here it is. The cancel culture. Let's read the cancel culture. And then you'll know that that giant fool categorized me as being woke and part of the cancel culture improperly. He lied to you, and he used his mental manipulation prowess because either he's not aware of what the cancel culture means or he lied to you. One of those two has got to be truth. So this giant fool, who there was another guy laying truth bombs out one after the other on a show last week. I was laughing and laughing and laughing. Then this giant of a man degrades the man throwing truth bombs. Because what did he do? He degraded the man into the dirt for throwing out truth bombs, but never once did he respond to the truth bombs. He circumvented the truth bombs. He worked his way around the truth bombs so that you would just degrade the man he was degrading, agree with him in his degradation. He did the same thing to me without showing any proof of what he was, why he was, how he was degrading me. No proof whatsoever. Just a 3-hour and 6-minute non-stop degradation of my person. None of it was true. And let's find out what the cancel culture is all about. The cancel culture is a phenomenon in which those who are deemed to have acted or spoken unacceptable manner, ostracized or boycotted or shunned. So, if someone speaks in an unacceptable manner, they are ostracized or shunned. Now, that part is true, but let's find out why. What does unacceptable manner mean? This shunning may extend to social or professional circles and social media, whether on social media or in person, with most high-profile incidents involving celebrities. Now, let's go down here a little bit. What is the bad side of cancel culture? It causes anxiety and mental problems mentally. That's the bad side. So in other words, if you have been canceled by the woke community and you have been canceled unfairly, you might have angst. You might talk about that giant liar who canceled me with his mental prowess, who's never done a day's work in his entire life. Physical work. What does it mean to cancel someone? To cancel someone, usually a celebrity or other well-known figure, means to stop giving support to that person. Now, this giant of a man, he has flip-flopped back and forth on the guy that was throwing down truth bombs last week multiple times. And the truth bomb, the man who was throwing down truth bombs, one after the other, I will concur that he went after this man to destroy his person, which is really not that hard to do at the end of the day. But in that one instance, the man slaying the giant of a man with truth bombs was telling the truth. The society, the psychological behind the cancel culture. The cancel culture psychology gives people the tactic permission to bypass empathy. So this giant of a man who lied continuously for 3 hours about my person bypassed empathy and forgiveness, knowing he has done this before on 3 separate occasions in favor of Warren Hunt, who was also lying in perpetuity. And that has all been proven. So we have a man lying about what I am based on another man who lied about what he was. And this giant of a man took his side without any proof and degraded me once before in a several-hour degradation video. Because, why? Because he himself is a liar, but he's a psychological genius. That's why I won't debate him on YouTube. What is the culture of societal media? Social media culture has 3 very important parts: communication, socialization, and change. These parts can both harm and benefit the world. So when you have a genius working in conjunction with Pink Floyd's song, you have to be able to pick out the easy meat with your eyes closed, then silently moving downwind and out of sight. You've got to strike when the moment is right without thinking. That's what this psychological genius did to me. And then he threatened me by saying he's going to expose my secrets. And I said, go ahead, do that. Do that, and I will be right on your heels. And you know what? He chose not to do it, because he don't want 2 people dropping truth bombs on him from 2 different directions. Who has been successfully canceled? Once the term became more widely used with the Me Too movement, I was accused of being part of the Me Too movement as well. As public figures, Weinstein, Kevin Spacey, Louis C.K., I don't know who he is, R. Kelly, I think he's a musician, were all canceled due to allegations of sexual abuse. So this giant of a man who lies, who deceived you, who completely made up 3 hours of falsehood, put me in the category of Weinstein, Spacey, C.K., and Kelly. All puts me in the category of people of allegations of sexual abuse because he canceled me falsely. How can cancel culture affect youth? Being canceled can lead to anxiety and trauma and ostracism. We're not going to, that's all. We did that one already. For those of you who aren't aware, what is the cancel culture? The cancel culture refers to the mass withdrawal of support from public figures and celebrities who have done things that aren't socially acceptable today. So I was canceled because I only gave someone 6.5 hours notice that I wasn't interested in meeting a certain person. And I was put in the social disgrace of not giving I canceled at the last minute. No, you want to see the email? Go ahead and reveal my secrets. I will show you the email of what time I notified you and the response. So he lied as well. He said Fazio canceled me with no notice at the last minute. He had 6.5 hours, and I have the explanation in the email why I canceled the appointment. And yet you morons, you believe him because he has a lot of money. What does cancel culture mean in the dictionary? And this is where it all comes down to. I prove I am not part of the cancel culture. Cancel culture refers to the popular practice of withdrawing support or canceling public figures and companies after they have done or said something considered objectionable or offensive. This is problematic. I never canceled people for something that is objectionable or offensive, except when it was not true. If someone says, and I've heard this before multiple times, that I bought Daisy May in Bangkok for $150, well, not only is that not true, but it's offensive and it's objectionable. I blocked that person. You're not going to come along and say that a woman who I have nothing bad to say about, who I've known for 6 years, you're not going to come along and degrade Daisy May. It ain't never going to happen without me doing what little I can do, and that's block you. So if this says considered objectionable, no. Stating that Daisy May was a prostitute in Bangkok and I bought her. Stating that Daisy May is sleeping with multiple men. That's not only objectionable, it's false. I block you. How can you tell? So I have a reason for blocking you. And if you're going to threaten me on another channel, you're getting blocked because all you're going to do is perpetrate the hate. Now, to the giant genius that lied, let's put this on video, Rich, to the genius that lied. He lied. He lied. He lied that I canceled at the last moment. I canceled at 12:31 in the afternoon for an 8 o'clock at night appointment because that person did not keep a face-to-face agreement that he made with me the day before. And when I saw that publicly displayed on Big Kevin's channel, when I saw that publicly displayed on his wife's channel, I said, this man does not keep his word. I don't want to meet him. Aside from the fact that I go to bed at 8 o'clock at night, I don't want to be up till 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning. I don't drink. I don't want to drink alcohol. I don't need to explain to anybody why I'm in the Philippines. I'm here because it's warm, the water's warm, and I came here to do swimming and scuba diving. That was my reason to come to the Philippines. Women were a secondary event, just part of the bargain. But I did not come here to date 100 women. I came here because the water was warm and I like scuba diving. And it's warm all year and there's no thermal. But this clown, this giant liar said I canceled at the last moment. Go ahead and then threatened if I do a response to your video, you're going to release my secrets. Go ahead. Go ahead and do that. And then I will prove, number one, that I gave you 6.5 hours heads up. I'm not coming, number one. And number two, I gave you a detailed explanation as to why not only am I not coming, but I don't trust you because you broke our agreement. All in email. All sometime after 12:30 and before 1 o'clock. So we had 7.5 hours. 8 o'clock appointment, 7.5 hours. He had a 7.5 hour head start. That is not the last moment. That's his way of manipulating the situation in his favor. Now, last week, I'm going to tell you without saying, there's a guy throwing truth bombs at him. Oh, he didn't like that. But what did he do? He canceled the guy out on grounds that had nothing to do with the truth bombs. Because the truth bombs stay. That's true. So, you want to reveal all my secrets? I gave you the option. Go ahead. You go first. And I will prove him to be a liar. And on multiple occasions. And he's not going to like that. So just for the record, I said that months ago, and he kind of dropped the subject, but not altogether. He still insinuates that I'm a liar. He still insinuates that I'm a fraud. He still does that. But he hasn't gone over the line. But when he goes over the line, then I will reveal, I will show you the email proving that at 12:31 in the afternoon of the day of the meeting, I canceled the meeting 7.5 hours early. And he said I canceled it at the last moment. What do you not understand? 7.5 hours is not the last minute cancellation. Should have just went to the bar, had a few drinks, got drunk. And I don't like being around drunks anyway. I don't care if you only drink once a week and you're going to be drunk with me in your presence. I'm not interested. And there was multiple statements that I'm going to get you drunk. I'm going to let you open up. I'm going to let you explain why you're in the Philippines. I'm going to make you more acceptable to the Philippines community. I'm going to humanize you. Yeah, you and the 32 videos that you made that get 26 views. You're going to be the one that makes the people of the YouTube community humanize me, right? You have no play on YouTube. 9,000 plus subscribers and you get 16 or 25 views on a video and you're going to make me, you're going to humanize me. What you wanted me to do is to put me on your channel so that you would get subscribers. You wanted to humanize yourself when you're nothing but a fraud. Not a has-been, because you have money, but you are a manipulative genius. Go ahead and keep leaving those snide remarks on YouTube, and I may retract that you go first, and then I'll go. You are the most manipulative person on YouTube. You canceled me, not most ineffectively. Now, there is something else in the cancel culture that I want to read. What are some examples of cancel culture being bad? I'm not sure where that statement... here it is, right here. In fact, I have it in an email. Okay, what does cancel culture mean? This is how you know that giant of a man is lying to you through his teeth. Here are the earmarks of a cancellation attack. Number one, the giant of a man. You are being denounced and criticized. Denounced, not criticized. That's what he did. Anybody that goes to Fazio's page is a fool. He's a liar. He's a fraud. He's never going to keep his word. Those were the innuendos and words that you spoke in your video. 3 hours of this nonsense. It's a mob. Public shaming. Here is where number 4 and number 5 prove that I am not woke. I am not part of the cancel culture. And this giant of a man is a total fraud, a sham of a man. He should be ashamed of himself for stating what he said about me. This is the second time he degraded me. The first time he was proven completely wrong when he took Warren Hunt's side of things and realized that that was all fraudulent. And he had to back down on everything. Well, he's going to back down on this too. Or flagrant disregard for truth, evidence, or logic. So, he said that I lied to him. He lied about me canceling at the last moment. When someone cancels at the last moment and you have an 8 o'clock appointment, that means that 5 minutes to 8 they call you up and tell you they're not coming. Not at 12:31 in the afternoon. You want to see the email? Go ahead and call me another derogatory name. Go ahead and mention my name again. Go ahead and denounce me as a liar. Go ahead and criticize me, calling me an Oompa Loompa. Go ahead and do it again. And I'm going to do a 3-hour dissertation on you. And that's not a threat. I'm going to prove to the people how you have lied and defrauded my person on YouTube. Not once, but twice. So, here are the earmarks of a cancellation attempt. Flagrant disregard for the truth, evidence, or logic. The truth is, he had 7.5 hours to get it into his mindset that I'm not coming, and I have the email saying why I'm not coming, and there was a logistical and logical reason. He totally circumvented the truth by saying I canceled at the last moment. He has no evidence that I canceled the event at the last moment. And there's no logical thinking because he has no evidence and no truth. So therefore, I am not part of the woke cancel culture movement. What I said and the reason I canceled are true. I have a right to cancel. If you're lying and being deceptive, and you lied and you didn't keep your agreement from the day before, there's no reason to meet with you. I have no respect for you. Now, flagrant rejection of due process. That's a little bit more complicated. But due process would be, because I haven't shown you due process would be, to me, to show you the emails, proving that what I say is true and correct. Could I do that? I can. I can do that. Am I going to do it? Maybe. If he continues his constant abuse and defaming my person, if he continues that, I have no other reason, no other possibility than to do due process by showing you the emails. And they are public domain emails, and deplatforming me. He tried to get you people to believe I was a liar. He did that by degrading me, saying I canceled at the last moment. He has no shame. He has no integrity. He lies. I never did that with you, the giant of YouTube, the giant manipulator on YouTube. I told you the truth. You were the one who broke your promise, not once, not twice, but 3 or 4 times in a 24-hour period. Why would I want to meet you? And then he attempted to isolate me by stigmatizing me to anyone that would support me. And there he is. This is him, the grandiose, the grandstanding giant of YouTube, because he has a lot of money and he travels to all these different places. You people worship his shadow. You people are dumber than the day is long. I'm going to put the link for this in my description box. And I'm going to put it right at the top so you people can read that link to that page. You think you're going to get away with degrading my person? You think you're going to make people believe that I'm a liar? When you have been proven multiple times to flip-flop on multiple things. Let's put this right in my description box. You're the biggest fraud on YouTube. I don't care how much money you have. The cancel culture. And where are we on the cancel culture? What definition do you want to be on? You want to be on this one. How do you tell if you have been canceled? That's the one you want to be on. Here are earmarks of a cancellation attack. So this is where you want to be. You should, let me explain this to you. You keep calling me the Oompa Loompa, and you keep calling me a fraud and a liar. Go ahead, keep it up. Go ahead, keep it up. I gave you the option to retract it. No, and you can't take it off, because what I'm going to do is, I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to rebuttal your 3-hour video. Could take 6 or 7 hours to do that. And when I'm done, no one will have any faith in you at all, because you will be proven to be the greatest deceiver on YouTube. I know a guy. Oh, by the way, I know a guy. Go ahead. You go ahead. I'll add to that. I know a guy that was going to meet a couple of flamboyant men and canceled at the last minute. Remember that video? That was from like 3 years ago. You remember that video? I'll find it. And I'll put it on YouTube. It's a video, right? Public knowledge. Public knowledge. Go ahead, keep it up. Keep calling me an Oompa Loompa. Keep degrading me in your snide remarks. Keep trying to maintain your psychological prowess over the mundane. I'm not the mundane on YouTube, dude. I'm not as smart as you when it comes to psychology, but I'm 1,000 times smarter than you when it comes to life. You have no life experience. You just made a lot of money. I've been here and I've been there. So what? So what? The places I've been there. Some of them are interesting. Some of them, if you offered me a trip back to the Grand Canyon, I would say, no, I went there already. I'm done with that. If you offered me a trip back to the Hoover Dam, I said, no, I saw the Hoover Dam. Okay, I've only been in America and a small part of the Philippines. And you've been all over the world. But you, the difference between you and me is you're a total fraud. And I will prove that. I will take your 3-hour and 6-minute dissertation to degrade Michael Fazio, and I will turn it into an extravaganza. Keep it up, and that'll happen. Or you could, of course, make a 3-hour retraction of how you lied about Warren Hunt being truthful, how you lied about Fazio this and Fazio that. You could do that. And then, but that, of course, would prove you to be a fraud. And you won't do that because your giant ego won't let you do that. But you keep it up, and I'll do it for you. I gave you the opportunity. You said, and you broke this agreement too. You said, I will let this go when you did your 3-hour dissertation. I have the entire video and the chat recorded. You said, I will let this go. If you never mention my name again, I will agree not to mention your name. You didn't keep that agreement. You started degrading me after a few months. What? Are you, this is a question, are you on medication? Do you have a drinking problem? It's a question. I can ask that question because you broke your agreement multiple times. Me personally, I think you have some serious deep-rooted psychological problems that have to do with your lifestyle. And that I also believe that there's a possibility that you're on psychosomatic drugs. Now, I can't prove that, so I only said it's a possibility. But you said, word for word, verbatim, I will let this go. If you promise to never talk about me, I will never talk about you. And then a month later, you talked about me. What would make you do that? I was silent up until that day. I was silent. I never mentioned your name in a chat. I never mentioned your name in a comment. I never even inferred about that video. I never even gave people the video link. I never gave them my link to the video. I let it go, saying it's not worth my time to get into it with this guy because everybody believes him because he has money. But I will prove you to be a liar with the emails. That's a fact, Mr. Big Giant Ego. I'll do that. Go ahead. You go first. You reveal my secrets, and I'll reveal yours. Go ahead and do that. Go ahead. Call me Oompa Loompa again. Go ahead. Say it. Say it again. I dare you. I double dare you. Say the word Oompa Loompa, because that infers like a midget, you know, like a kind of like a troll, kind of like somebody that's not so smart. I'm in my field, I'm as smart as you are in your field. In psychological endeavors, not so much. You're a psychological manipulative genius. I'm not like that. I just blurt out the truth. You have defamed and defrauded me with no facts behind it. I did not cancel at the last minute. I gave you 7.5 hours notice. That's not the last minute. And you lied about that continuously through your 3-hour stream. And now I'm done talking about you. I'm just going to say this one more time. You go first. Go ahead, reveal my secrets. And then I'll reveal yours. And we'll do this in a way that YouTube won't be able to do anything about it. If you don't mention somebody's name, therefore, cannot be proven that I talked about you. But inference, you infer that I'm an Oompa Loompa. Everybody knows who I'm talking about, who you're talking about. Everybody knows that you called me an Oompa Loompa. Nobody else ever called me an Oompa Loompa but you, so it has to be you, right? Let's go back to the comment section on my video. You people are a trip. So Brad, we proved to be a troll. We're going to, March 2nd, 2023, Brad's channel was built. Nonsense. Video details. Let's go here. This is the Facebook video link. I'm going to give it to you again. We're not one, not two, but 20 pilots say the earth is flat. Tuna Kahuna. Let's get some subscribers for Tuna Kahuna. Click this link. Let's put some words before that. Proof. I'm trying to navigate the keyboard. Pilots. P. I can't see. Hold on. P. I guess you people could see that degrading my person, falsely degrading my person, is not something I appreciate much. And he did it in such, he did it in such a professional manner, because that's what he knows how to do. He's a professional psychological genius and a liar. I'll say it again. He's a liar. Just like Pink Floyd said, you've got to be able to pick out the easy meat with your eyes closed, then silently moving downwind and out of sight. You've got to strike when the moment is right without thinking. That's what that guy did. The guy with the giant ego. He spent 3 hours trying to degrade me. And where did it get him? Didn't get him anything. Now he gets 26 views instead of 12 views on his videos. Nobody believed him, but that's not the point. He's continuing the process. I don't like that. Now, we'll go back to the comments. We did the Tuna Kahuna song. Sex Pat Hunter. Now, I want to see who this guy is. I don't know who Sex Pat Hunter is. Let's go here. I hope you have content, Sex Pat Hunter. 3 subscribers. Yeah, I'm not going to pay any attention to you. You say there's multiple Sex Pat Hunters, and that's possible. But I'm not going to pay much attention to your comments. The bypass 2 of Sex Pet Hunter. Sex Pet Hunter, now he leaves a comment. Hey, my Philippines journey is on board here. On board. Let's get him. Oh, we have a lot of comments. We got my Philippines journey is in the house. In the house. In the house. Scott Del Fuego was in the house. Big ups to Tuna Kahuna from Rich Buang, the architect of genius, Rich. Hey, Rich, I also watched. Rich. I don't know how you do it, man. I don't know how you do it. You grab sound bites of stuff. I actually. Even the ones that show me in a negative light, they're still, like when I say you people are stupid because you don't believe the earth is flat. There's no proof that the earth is round. There's no proof at all. Never been any proof. I think that you're a genius, Rich. And I'm going to say it again. Thank you for acquiescing to my request that you stop the negative comments. I appreciate that. Because there's no reason for that. I'm not a liar. I'm not a fraud. I've never threatened anybody's life on YouTube ever. If I did, you would have had the soundbite. You would have gave it to somebody that would have gave it to somebody that would have showed it to a judge. And then I would have been in trouble. But those words never came out of my mouth. So Rich Buang, for all the negative stuff he did for me, he couldn't on me, and he could not prove the one thing that was needed to have proof that I threatened somebody on YouTube. He could not prove that. He would be the only person that had that ability. Let's move on. Hillbilly in the Philippines. All right, I'm not gonna generalize. Sexpat Hunter, to donate a membership is to give a certain amount of money. It could be $1.99, could be $5.99. Depends if you want to be a. Here, let's go back up here. Louis Pagan Ponce. He gifted Louis Pagan Ponce a membership. So after that, Louis Pagan Ponce's name should be in green. But it's possible that Louis went to bed. That's the answer to your question. Hillbilly in the Philippines says key lime pie is one of his favorite. Oh, it's delicious. You know what they were charging for a key lime pie when I left the Florida Keys? $30 for an 8-inch pie. Good morning, Rich. Yes, he gets good views on his shorts because you have to understand the mentality behind his shorts. You're right, Rich. Scott Del Fuego knows what I'm talking about. Why can't we? Oh, yeah, okay. Scott Del Fuego knows what I'm talking about because he sees the jobs I'm doing, the workarounds. Dennis also sees the work. I want to make mention, being that Jack and Dennis are here. Well, let's pause for a moment. We're not going to pray for Jack. But let me tell you, Scott and Dennis, Jack is sick, very sick. So I retracted I took his wrench away from him. I de-wrenched Jack Thompson. I took his wrench. He was wrenchless for like 2 weeks. He told me he didn't even notice. That's how sick he was. Jack is pretty sick. Anybody out there that knows Jack Thompson, it's not like a sickness where it's a head cold or anything like that. Go easy on Jack. Go easy on Jack. He may even say one thing now and an hour later say something else. He knows not what he says sometimes. He's under a great deal of duress. Seriously. Jack Thompson, I gave him back his wrench. Hopefully he'll feel a little better, but that ain't going to help him. Lisa Gordon. Hi, everybody. I'm from Cebu. You've been on my channel for years. Thank you, Lisa Gordon, for stopping by. Now, Peter V. Jr. was gifted a membership by Tuna Kahuna. Let's bang a pot, baby. Let's bang the pot. Peter V. Can you see? Peter V. was gifted a membership to Peter V. Jr. was gifted a membership by Tuna, Kahuna. Salamat, 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 Tuna, Kahuna. I thank you, Tuna, Kahuna. Drop the pot. Hate when that happens. Thank you, Tuna Kahuna. Release the hounds. You know I'm going to do that one day, Scott. You know that's going to happen. And Sex Pat Hunter, now we're going to... I love watching Fazio chew people out. Sex Pat Hunter. Yeah, everybody knows who I'm talking about, and everybody knows who calls me the Oompa Loompa. I will destroy his... completely destroy his, what do they call that, rhetoric, that I'm a liar? I will completely destroy his narrative that I'm a fraud. I will completely destroy that he said I canceled at the last moment. I'll completely destroy it. There is no proof I did any of those things. I will completely destroy. Everybody knows that Warren turned out to be a fraud. And this same guy took Warren's side for days on end, destroying my reputation. And then he flip-flops and thinks it's okay. He apologizes indirectly by I retract what I said. Good. What? After 3 days of destroying my reputation? Not acceptable? I don't accept your apology. I will accept a 2 or 3 hour dissertation that you were wrong, that you did it back 3 years ago, you did it again, and that you have psychological problems. I'd also like you to admit if you're on medication, because I believe you're on as much psychotropic drugs as anybody else on YouTube that may or may not take psychotropic drugs. That's my personal belief. You're a fraud, dude. You're a total fraud. Because of your manipulation? No. You're not getting over on me on that one. You might have the edge on knowledge with psychosomatics, but you're not going to call me a liar. Something wrong. Hey, Connie Ford, thanks for stopping by. Connie Ford, you made a comment last month that you would, I don't want you to do it, that when you got a paycheck, that you would send some super chat. Connie Ford, something one. I do not. If you have to think of where your money's going to the point of sending somebody a super chat, I don't want you to send it. It's not complicated. Thanks anyway. Keep the money. Spend it on something for you or your girlfriend. Louis Pagan Punch, in the great words of my grandpa, not for nothing, I think Mike is the only Philippines blogger that actually pays his taxes in the Philippines. Aside from Fazio, not one has ever shown proof that they have. They implemented the Philippines tax law 2 years ago, I think it is. I don't know. I have a receipt for every quarter. I'm due back. Actually, I'm due back on April 15th. No, I don't know of anybody else. They all talk about it for subject material, but I'm the only one that I know of. Peter B. Jr., I remember when Fazio, he added up Bummer's total scam for 7 years. Singing while banging the pot was hilarious. Well, listen, look. The only saving grace for Barry is that Barry, 90% of what was given to Barry, he used for the intended purpose. Just like myself, only with myself, not 100% of what was super chatted me for whatever project that I put up, not 100%, 500%. For instance, my subscribers gave me $1,300 for the drone so that I could drone Bantallion Island. And when I bought the drone, I realized I needed an i13 phone. So I took $1,300 out of my pocket. So 50% of the money for the drone, I paid out of my pocket. So 100% of that $1,300 went towards the drone, and then I paid another 100% for the phone. So they bought my drone. Actually, they paid a little bit less than that, but that's okay. And But I bought the drone with every penny. When I was given money for a phone and a computer, I bought the phone and the computer. I have never, ever defrauded anybody for a penny on YouTube. That's another lie. Back to the comments. Something Wang, who used to be, and Something Wang was a member of my Patreon account for a very long time. He was gifted a membership. Something Wang. Now I gotta go get the food pot and bang a pot for my friend of a very, very, very long time. Something Wang. Nothing rhymes with something Wang. We might have to get the face in here. Something Wang. What's his name? Something Wang. Something. Where is his name? I got to get it right. And then with my Journey Philippines is in the house. All right, yeah. So it's Something Wang. Something Wang was gifted a super chat membership by Tuna, Kahuna. Salamat, Tuna, Kahuna. Salamat. Tuna, Kahuna. Salamat. Tuna, Kahuna. Tuna, Kahuna. I say thank you. Tuna, Kahuna. Salamat. Yeah, that was a good one. That was a good one. You know, the neighbors are walking by. They don't even look anymore. They know. He's banging the pot. He's making money. Making money. Louis Pagan Ponce. All right, so, Soy Cow, cool, says Soy Cow. Thank you for stopping by. Bang the pot. I banged the pot, Danny and Wood. Big has multiple personalities and disorders that go along with that. That's my opinion. I'm not a psychologist. I mean, I'm not going to give you my psychological viewpoint, but I'm going to tell you something. For a man to spend, 3 hours of constant degradation to my person and my channel and my life is just a little over the top, in my opinion. Why would he do that? What he wanted to do was to destroy my person so that nobody would ever believe me again. And you know what happened to him? Nobody believes him. So it backfired on him big time. Then when he made that threat, if you say my name, I took it as a threat. But I have no secrets that would be. He's not going to reveal a secret where the PNP is going to come raiding my house. He's not going to reveal a secret that I owe somebody money. He's not going to reveal a secret that I disrespected a woman. He's going to reveal a secret that is the truth, that him and I agreed would not be shared. But he did that already. So what's the point? I have no respect for him at all. None. I don't care where he goes, how much money he has. I don't care about any of that. And my Journey Philippines, he cares even less than I do. And we have him in the chat right now. Let's make him more famous than he already is. My Philippines journey right here, baby. Right in Faz, right on Faz, my Philippines journey. He loves to lie, big ego. Oh, wait, we're not reading the comments. He loves to lie. Let's make that. He loves to lie. He has a big ego. He has a big ego. He loves to lie. Right on, Faz. My Philippines journey. He was dropping truth bombs like they were cotton candy at a carnival. Boy, I just made that up. That's a good one. My Philippines journey was dropping truth bombs like there was cotton candy at a carnival just a few days ago. Soy cow. Let's close this down. Let's go over here. Let's soy cow. Soy cow is now been gifted. Tuna Kahuna gave him the gift of gab in green. Now soy cow, when you see him, is green. He has the gift of gab in green. So when you see the soy cow on my page and his comments are in green, you have to thank the Tuna Kahuna for soy cow's greenness. Let's get Tuna Kahuna's link up there again. Now the link is going to be in the description box for Tuna Kahuna. Uh-oh. What happened to that one? What happened to Tuna Kahuna's link? I misplaced Tuna Kahuna's link. Okay. Let's refresh the page. Maybe I put it in later on. No. Okay, let's go. All right, let's I need to get Tuna Kahuna's link. Again, I have it up on top. Well, I don't know that I can copy it because sometimes it's cut short. So here it is. This is Tuna Kahuna's page. He has 495 subscribers. Let's make that 550 by the end of the day, or at least 500. Let's get Tuna Kahuna 5 subscribers. Let's do that now. Let's refresh this page. Let's see if we got some subscribers for Tuna Kahuna. 500! He got 5 subscribers from my videos today. 500. 5 subscribers. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Now let's get his details up. On my in my chat window. Now there's something that's just not right, because I had that link for the cancel culture in my page, on my page. My Philippines journey, in case you guys are not familiar with My Philippines journey, he was dropping truth bombs the other day that disrupted the force of the universe, the giant ego's force. And was he denounced and demeaned and degraded for the truth bombs? No. He was not denounced for the truth bombs. He was denounced as a person, which is the same thing the giant ego man did to me. He denounced me as a human being. He did not he did not portray the real truths. He denounced me as a human being. He made me subhuman in his version of reality. And did he denounce My Philippines journey for his truth bombs? No, he did not. He did not. He did not denounce the truth bombs themselves. He denounced the man who gave the truth bombs what they deserved, a public venue. Oh, those truth bombs. Let me tell you my Philippines journey. Let me tell you how hard I laughed. First of all, I laughed. Then I played the video. And then I laughed really, really hard. I'm telling you, the tears were coming out of my eyes because it sunk in what you said. Truth bombs. And then I heard the rebuttal. I'm not going to go back and forth with you because you're not worth my time. But he did. But he did. He did. He did it anyway because he wasn't done destroying your reputation. Now, it wouldn't take much. It doesn't take a leap of faith to see My Philippines Journey's truth bombs and see that there might be some sustenance to those truth bombs. It wouldn't take much of the imagination at all. So, hold on a second. I just gotta type something out. Cancel culture. C-U-L-T-U-R-A. Cancel truth. R-U-T. Truth. Okay. Cancel culture truth. All right, so we're going to save that. Cancel culture truth. Now we're going back to the comments. Uh-oh. All right, now we're going to put, we got Tuna Kahuna 5 subscribers today. Went from 495 to 500. Let's get him 5 more. Let's get him 5 more. Let's post this. My Philippines Journey is pumping him out today, baby. You want to go over to his channel and get more truth. Yeah, I actually didn't like being called an Oompa Loompa. I actually didn't like that because it demeans my person. I'm going to say it again. There's not a man in the Philippines, the community, not one. Nobody can do what I do. Nobody has done what I've done. Okay, you have more money than me. Okay. You have a better job. You didn't work your whole life and you got paid more money than me. Okay. But I only lost the $1 million that I lost in investment property because of the crash of 2008. Otherwise, I would be a multimillionaire. Do you hear me complaining about that? Never. Because it happened to millions of people. They did it on purpose. It's why I'm a conspiracy theorist. It's because it's not a conspiracy. They did that to destroy the wealth of the middle class. Just like Trump. Just like Trump destroyed the wealth of the middle class. He shut the economy down, no income, and you had to take money out of your savings for 2 years. Trump did that. Fauci didn't do that. Bill Gates did not do that. Trump did that. And he lied to you about it. And it's all coming out in the wash that it was all a hoax. Trump's hoax on America. He lied to you. So is that conspiracy? No, it's coming out that he lied. He knew the truth and didn't present the truth to you in time or in a timely fashion where you could do anything about it. He shut the world down. He shut the world down. Anybody that believes anything that comes out of his mouth is a bigger fool than the people that voted for President Biden. Trump is 100 times worse than President Biden. If there was another election and Obama and Trump ran, I'd vote for Obama. I'd go out and commit voter fraud and vote for Obama 10 times before I would put Trump back in office. Trump destroyed the wealth of the middle class over the entirety of the flat earth. He's not your friend. He never was. And his hand signal last week, you people have no understanding of Masonic hand signs. I do, because I taught them. They recruited me to teach the words in the little blue book. They recruited me to teach the hand signs because I was adept at that. And this one that Trump did last week, hand over the left shoulder, swipe your hand across the chest, over the heart, across the chest for no reason at all. No, that was Trump. Let me show it to you. Let me show you what it means for Trump to take sides with Biden. Let me show you how Trump asked the Masonic culture for forgiveness for Joe Biden. He went like this. Hands open, over the left breast, across his chest like this, and then put his hand down. This means to a judge, to another Mason, I am in distress. Or, in Trump's case, he was talking about Joe Biden was in a deep amount of trouble. He was talking about Joe Biden being, and Hunter Biden being in trouble. And he went like this. To ask forgiveness from the Order of Masons or Order of Masonry and anybody in a high position that understood that hand signal, Trump, although he was degrading Biden for his foibles, he asked for forgiveness for Joe Biden because he is part of the club that we're not in. So Trump is as big a fraud as Biden, and not unjustly do I say that. Much more damage to this country Trump did by removing 50%, 70% of the middle class wealth. In some cases, 100%. People were going in debt, losing their houses. Trump did that. Obama tried to do that. The great Mr. Obama. I love Mr. Obama. If there was another election between Michelle Obama and Trump, I'd go out and commit voter fraud and vote for Michelle Obama 10 times. Trump destroyed the wealth of the middle class. He did it knowingly, he did it on purpose, and he did it with glee. And he made it look like it's not me. I didn't do that. It was Fauci that did that. They're all in on it. You people, when I say you people are dumber than a box of rocks, I mean it. I'm not kidding. You have no understanding. First of all, 90% of the people that are going to say Fazio is wrong about the hand sign don't know anything about Masons. You could be a pillar of the community. And the whole lodge is going to vote. First of all, you have an interview of 3 men, leaders of the lodge. They come to your house and they interview you. If they don't deem you worthy of an interview at the lodge, you don't even get that far. Because you have to ask to be a Mason. I did. They came to my house. They acquiesced to my interview to become a Mason. I went before the lodge. They asked me a series of questions. You stand in the east and you talk to the members of the lodge. Then everybody gets a white ball and a black ball. And a rock, a white ball, black. They use marbles now, but and if there were 35 members, because our lodge was a small lodge, the Tavernier Lodge in Florida Keys, but everybody got a white rock and a black rock. Even one person puts in a black rock or a black marble, you don't become a member. You are dismissed. None of you people were out there. Like, for instance, let's say the giant eagle, and he, with all his money, because they're looking for successful people. He's successful. One person puts in a black rock. For him, you know what they would do? They would say, well, he's an upstanding member of the community because he's got everybody bologna and cheesed. Maybe somebody put a black rock in by mistake. Hand back the rocks, and we take another vote. And I put in a black rock. That's where the terminology black bald came from. Black marbles, black rocks, black ball. You have been blackballed from the order of masonry. I would blackball him in a heartbeat. He would never become a mason because he's a fraud and he's a liar. He has money, but he's a fraud and he's a liar. Now, he may very well become a mason one day, but it wouldn't be because I was voting. My Philippines journey. Let's get back to the truth bomb, master of truth bombs. I got to tell you, I was laughing. Fazio was gifted a membership by Tuna Kahuna. Oh boy, the pot. Break out the pot. Where's the pot? Yeah, I got a pot. Fazio himself. I've seen you around, dude. You move around a lot. Fazio has been gifted. Let me get a... Hold on a minute. I've been talking for how long now? 2 hours? I need a sip of water. I need a little... Four gulps. 7 bubbles. A real man. Oh, I'm going to do a real man video, I think, in a couple of days. I got some apparatus. So, Fazio has been gifted a membership by Tuna Kahuna. Fazio, he has been gifted a membership. His name is green. When you see him, his name is green. The green represents the dollar sign. Green is super chat. Green means there is love in the air. Green is here to stay. Oh, remember all those rooms? Remember, hey, Tuna Kahuna, Salama, Tuna Kahuna. Remember all those rumors, Tuna Kahuna and everybody else? Remember all those rumors that Fazio was broke? He won't be in the Philippines long enough. He won't be in the Philippines. He won't be able to travel. He's not going to have enough money to travel back and forth to America. It will bankrupt him. Remember all those rumors? I think that some of them have been dispelled. Now we have a few more rumors floating around, and that should come to an end shortly. I don't know how long. But let's get back to my Philippines journey and the truth bomb of the day. We're not going to read. We have some... Fazio says, Jack Thompson is so jealous of my membership. Tuna Kahuna, thank you very much. Oh, Jack Thompson. There's a man's man there. You guys need to go easy on Jack. He really is, and I'm not kidding about this. He really is sick, and it's not a laughing matter. In fact, let me tell you something. Some of you may have seen that I have been calling Jack Thompson Rod, right? R-O-D. I'm going to tell you why, but I don't want this to get out. Okay. Jack Thompson, he had to have his stomach pumped. And I said, what did they do with the fluid that they pumped out of your stomach? He said, they donated it to a sperm bank. They donated the fluid to a sperm bank, just like Rod Stewart. Remember that? Remember when Rod Stewart did those 50 guys? They donated that fluid. They had to have a stomach pump. Same thing happened to Jack. Same thing. But he didn't tell me how many. Poor Jackie. But he really is sick. That made me a little sick. That'll give you a gag reflex. Let's go back to the comments. Be careful. See, that's my Philippines journey. Throwing out truth bombs. Throwing out truth bombs. Be careful. He may throw his wallet at me. See, that didn't work. See, now my Philippines journey just threw out another truth bomb. He buys people's respect. See, I can't be bought. Well, I could. I'll retract it all. You know that guy has people on the payroll that are not making enough money on YouTube? So he subsidizes their income. Now, I don't know that he still does that, but I know he was doing it. That's the truth. That's why my Philippines journey says, be careful. He may throw his wallet at you. He buys the respect of people. And he buys their silence on YouTube so that they don't make fools of themselves. You can't do that to me. Number one, I would not allow that to happen. Number two, he tried to do that once and it was a very, very sad ending. A failure, to say the least. For $50 a month, you're going to buy my respect? I don't think so. I've had people give me $50 a month before, and they've never, ever crossed me in any way, shape, or form like he did, and I've never said anything bad about them, and I never would. But you are not going to buy me for $50 a month. Yes, it makes a difference at the end of the day. Yes, it helps pay the bills, but you're not buying my soul for $50 a month, and that's what he tried to do. My Philippines journey, throwing out another truth bomb. Another truth bomb. I will be the one. David Paulides. Oh, by the way, Rich, I looked for that guy Phil Pines last week. I cannot find him in my blocked list. Rich, if you could give me more information about that guy Phil Pines. I looked. I went through the blocked pages twice, and I did not see his name. David Paulides. The pot is taking a beating. The pot is taking a beating. David. Oh, yeah. That guy, Brad, right? Remember I said to him, if you're a pilot, tell me the name of the man or the group that made the song Sky Pilot famous. He could not. There is no pilot I know, small engine, single engine, double engine, instrument rated helicopter. There's no pilot I know that doesn't know who wrote the song Sky Pilot or made it famous. So Brad was a troll. All right, back to the voice. David Paulides was gifted a membership by Tuna Kahuna. What rhymes with David? David Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young. David Crosby wrote the song Sky Pilot. What made it famous? David Paulides has the same name, first name, as the Sky Pilot, the man who made the Sky Pilot famous. David Crosby. Now, I could tell you a story about David Crosby. I'm going to get demonetized if I tell you the story, but I'll tell you a story about David Crosby that you won't believe, and it don't matter. So, my friend, thank you, Tuna Kahuna, Salamat. David, this is a true story. Okay, so I worked for a guy. He had a company called Rubba Dubba, Rubba Dubba, Rubba Dubba, like three men's in a tub, Rubba Dubba, three men's in a tub. We installed hot tubs and jacuzzis for the wealthy in Manhattan. This goes back into the 70s. And I might have been 17, maybe 18 years old. And I did the plumbing on the jacuzzis and pools. And he would put in pools in multi-million-dollar apartments. So I forgot what street it was. It was uptown East Side. David Rockefeller. We're going to talk about David Crosby, too. David Rockefeller wanted a pool put in his basement. And the basements of the brownstones are carved out of rock. So we came in and stuccoed the walls and put the plumbing in the basement and made a wall. The brownstones were like 22 feet across, and we made a wall in the front. And we put like a 38, 40-inch deep water pool in David Rockefeller's basement. I don't know if you could look that up, but it did happen. But my friend that owned Rubba Dubba, him and his wife, they also had a side business. And they supplied people with things. So whenever we went there, my friend knew David Rockefeller. This is how old. My friend would probably be passed on. His wife's name was Phyllis. She was Jewish. He was not. He went to college with David Rockefeller. Well, let me tell you a story about David Rockefeller. He used to like to indulge, okay? So my friend would drop off the groceries to his brownstone. You can surmise whatever you want from that. Whether it's true or not, you can't prove it, and I know it's true. So we would go to the Rockefeller house, and we would bring in the supplies, and I would work with the stucco and the plumbing and so on and so forth. And he would, his name was Bill. Bill would party with David. But one time we went there, and we asked the butler. The butler answered the door. David doesn't answer the door. Where is David? He's downstairs. Where is downstairs? It's in the basement. Because you have the first floor, you have the basement. And we went downstairs and we didn't see him, but he was in the boiler room. And in the boiler room, David Rockefeller, the real David Rockefeller, the David Rockefeller that is part of the New World Order. The David Rockefeller, that's the Rockefeller family, part of the Rockefeller Center. He's in the boiler room, and he's got a plate and a tablespoon on top of the boiler, crushing things. And he was monkeyed up. He was there for like 2 days. He was hallucinating. So Bill got him to go upstairs. I don't know what they did after that. I guess they gave him a pill to go to sleep. But he had been up for like 2 days hallucinating. Now, David Crosby. I met David. Now, David Rockefeller I met, and I met David Crosby. So I live in Howard Beach. Now, the guy who was the king of 99th Street, he is a major player in with those things that I just talked about. Major. At that time, back in the early 80s, when it was still almost legal to do those things, when it was still legal, if you got caught with 10 bricks, you go to jail for like a year and a day, maybe. But anyway, we also lived on the block of a guy who owned a bar in Rockaway, a discotheque, a big discotheque in Rockaway. And David Crosby was hired, this was, in between gigs, to do shows at the bar. It was a rock and roll bar. I'm not going to tell you the name of the club, but it was a rock and roll club. And he was hired to do gigs. Well, the King of 99th Street was supplying him with those things, right? And he got all jammed up. And he was hallucinating. But they were not, they were using Hubble bubbles. Hubble bubbles. Anybody that knows what I'm talking about knows what I'm talking about. So he was in the basement of the guy who owned the bar. In the basement for like 3 days, hallucinating. And the King of 99th Street and I were friends. We grew up since I was 5. He was like 7 or 8. Oh, no, he would be 9. And I might have been 6. He's like 3 years older than me. He comes and says, come on, we got to go get somebody because we have to retrieve them. Sometimes we would retrieve somebody from the hotel that got all jammed up. They were hallucinating. They didn't know who they were. And we go down, and David Crosby's in the basement in the corner with the thing, the Hubble Bubble and a Burns-O-Matic, all crunched up in the corner. All monkeyed up, man. And that was my hero, David Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young. I never looked at their music the same again. He eventually did get straight. But seeing him like that, the 80s was a very strange time to live life. I don't know how many people we had to retrieve. And the King of 99th Street, eventually, he went into the hotel across the canal from my house at about 185, 190 pounds and stayed there for 3 weeks. He came out 113 pounds. 113 pounds. You could count his ribs from like 20 feet away. He went into a hotel as a full-grown man and came out as a bag of bones. I don't know if it was 113. It might have been like 130. But he came out of the hotel a bag of bones. You could literally count his ribs from 15 or 20 feet away. Because he's standing across the street from me yelling. He lived across the street from my mother. He's yelling, Mike, Mike. He had a cane. He was walking with a cane. And he was walking bent over. Come on, Mike, come on over here, come on over here. And I'm going, who's this guy? I have no idea who this guy is. It was the King of 99th Street. He got monkeyed up, didn't eat or sleep for 3 weeks, and they had to take him out in an ambulance. So, let's go. Oompa Loompa, that's harsh, says my Philippines journey. I'm on board. He's on board. My Philippines journey. We have a topic, a hot topic. Now, let me tell you something. My Philippines journey, he's controversial, right? He is. But he was throwing out 10, I repeat, 10 truth bombs at the same time. Last week. He's a deceiver. I'm on board. Yeah, man. Where do I sign up? He did that to you, too. He did that to my Philippines journey. He did not attack the words of my Philippines journey. He attacked the man, my Philippines journey. And that is the one case on YouTube that my Philippines journey did nothing wrong. He did nothing wrong. He was not exaggerating. He was not lying. He was not deceiving anybody. He was not demeaning or degrading anybody. He just got fed up with being demoralized. And he told 10 truth bombs that day. And what did the guy with the giant ego did? He went after the person, not the truth. Negated the truth out of his conversation altogether. Just attacked the person, not the truth. That's a psychological thing. Yeah, baby. My Philippines journey insists that Warren is alive. And if anybody would know, I would say he would know and might even be still continuing conversations with Warren. That's true. Sex Pat Hunter. True intentions from Sex Pat Hunter. Now that's true. What are the true intentions? Richie Buang. I thought Warren died. No, he didn't die. He broke his promise. He did. The big ego. He broke his promise. He said he would not mention my name or mention me in any way, shape, or form, and then he did it. Warren is a troll. Warren will never come back because I proved Warren to be a bigger fraud and a bigger liar and a bigger scammer. He was the biggest liar and scammer that ever existed on YouTube. Cost me not so much money because he gave me $2,500 over the course of a year to buy a computer and a phone. This phone I'm using now, Warren bought. The computer I'm using now, Warren bought. But he defrauded me of hundreds of hours of my time. That is worth more than the computer and the phone. He did not die. At that time, he did not die. My Philippines journey says, Rich, you should do a video on Brevis. I don't know how much. I don't watch any of. I've never watched the Brevis video except the one where he stood outside my window and stalked me. I never watched another one before that or after. Sex Pat Hunter. No, he didn't. I don't think he held. No. Sex Pat Hunter. He's a big man. Oh, he's huge. He really is 6'7", and I may have been 5'7" when I was young, but I'm probably shrunk down to about 5'6". So he is literally more than a foot taller than I am. No, he did not hold the camera on that angle. I don't think he did that on purpose. But it could be, but I don't think so. What's an Oompa Loompa? An Oompa Loompa is from the Willy Wonka Chocolate Factory movie. An Oompa Loompa is a dwarf that went around singing, kind of like the dwarfs on There's No Place Like Home. That movie, There's No Place Like Home, with the Scarecrow and the Tin Man. Now, Sex Pat Hunter. Now, there's a truth bomb. If the man doesn't call you out, then he has some secrets, and I'm going to keep those secrets hidden. I'm going to keep them hidden. But if he does it, if he wants to call me out and lay down his truth, I can do the same thing. Only he's going to come out on the smelly end of the stick. Now, he forgot that Aloe is a comrade of Fazio. Now, people will say, well, Aloe and that man are friends. Okay. Aloe has, I don't know, that kind of struck me odd as well, and now that they met, he's actually truly the only person that knows what Aloe looks like. So maybe there's some other reason. I don't know what it would be. I have not talked to Aloe. And I don't even care, really. Aloe has been nothing but good to me for the last year and a month. Nothing but. So if he wants to be friends with somebody and he does not allow that person to demean me or degrade me on his videos, I'll leave it at that. I'm going to leave it at that too. I mean, far be it from me. Water under the bridge. Water like off water on a duck's back. Just, I don't care what he says about me. But if he wants to start laying down truth bombs, I'm going to start popping up emails. And you're not going to like it. Nobody's going to like it. They're going to say, Fazio, you shouldn't have did that. You shouldn't have. What? The truth is the truth. Go ahead. Call me an Oompa Loompa again. Not that it's so degrading, but it's your way of degrading to the utmost without actually saying Oompa Loompas are not retarded, but they're dwarfs. And I was a dwarf. By definition, I was dwarfed by his size. But they're also considered a lesser in the human kingdom, a lesser of a person because they're dwarfs. Go ahead, insult me again. I'll let you go first, and then it's my turn. I'm telling you, you're not going to like it. I can talk for 3 hours about nothing, let alone you. I could talk for 3 hours about you without even breaking a sweat. Michael is not tolerant of bologna and cheese artists. Only 4 gulps and 7 bubbles do alpha males do, says Rich Buang, the creator, the creative genius behind the Rich Buang channel. Let's get Rich Buang's details up here again. We got 5 subscribers for Tuna Kahuna. Let's see if we can get 5 subscribers for Rich Buang. His link will be in my description box. We got a Tuna Kahuna link there. Let's get a Rich Buang link there 3 times. Rich needs 5 subscribers. Let's get Rich 5 subscribers. Now, I'm going to tell you something. Rich Buang has not switched sides. He has not switched sides. He has done for Rich Buang what's best for Rich Buang. You got to give him credit for that. By removing all of those negative comments about me, none of it was true. So why allow it? And he made it a conscious decision, and I see it all over the net. Why did you take sides with Fazio? No, he didn't take sides with me, you people out there that are thinking that. What he did was he did the right thing. For whatever reason, it's still the right thing. Can't have people, every day I hear people, I'm going to do this to Fazio. I'm going to do that to Fazio. That's not fair to me. I can't retaliate with comments or videos because I'm not allowed to talk about certain things on YouTube. Flying Circus is here. Let's get his link up here. Video details. Flying Circus. It's going to be in my it's in my description box right here. Flying Circus link. He needs, if anybody needs subscribers, it's Flying Circus. Flying Circus once. Flying Circus twice. Flying Circus 3 times. Okay, we're going to talk about Jack Thompson. Yes. Jack Thompson has been acting strange lately. That's true. And I will tell you why in a minute. Okay? I will not tell you the exact reason, but I will concur. He has been acting strange. And I will tell you there's a reason for that. Sex Pat Hunter says, Jack has been acting strange lately, that's for sure. Unstable the last few times I have seen him in the chat. That's true too. I speak with Jack every day, Sex Pat Hunter. Every day. I spoke with Jack at 3 o'clock this morning, in fact. My time, 3 o'clock in the morning. Jack is legitimately sick. Sad to say. I mean, seriously sick. So Jack might say something like, let's say he's legitimately sick. I don't know how much to tell you how. It's sad. It's sad because he'll say, like my house, let's just get my house, I sold my house for $1.2 million, right? And he'll say that to you now, at whatever time it is. And then 10 minutes from now, he'll say, I sold my house for $1.3 million. And then like a half hour later, you ask him how much he sold the house for. I sold the house for $1.1 million. He can't even remember simple things like that. And I'm not being cruel to Jack. The reason I'm talking to you people about that is Jack has been our friend. I took his wrench away. I was upset with him, but we know that Jack and I have always been friends and we're always going to be friends. But now Jack is legitimately sick, physically, and it's not a good thing. So if he's been acting strange and contradicting himself from one place to another, or doing things that he normally wouldn't do, it's not Jack. It's something else. It could be from the medication or could just be from the pain. I don't know. I didn't ask him about that, but he is legitimately sick, so go easy on Jack. Rich Buang says, true. Jack recently said good things about Rich Buang. Yeah, that's not like Jack to do that. Something Wong is from the Thailand community, a great guy. I thought that was a man named Canny Ford. But either way, this fella, Something Wong, he told me who he really was. He's been following me for a long time. Something Wong So Sumi. Lum Guy. Oh boy. Jack Thompson will get upset if I demod him again. I only take his wrench to get his attention. You're right about that, Sexpat Hunter. You are right about that, and that's why he lost his wrench. That's why he lost his wrench, for that exact reason. You guys follow this comment. Jack's wrench was taken away. I didn't pull a cancel culture on Jack. I was falsely accused, and Jack maintained friendship with that man, and I took his wrench away. Only he got his wrench back when I found out how sick he was. No way would he have ever gotten his wrench back. No way would I have ever talked to him again. I would have canceled Jack permanently, but he is truly, honestly sick, and I can't do that to Jack. I can't tell you this. When I call Jack Rod Stewart, he had his stomach pumped and he donated the fluid to a sperm bank. Jack and I laughed yesterday about that. He goes, why are you calling me Rod? I'm going, Rod Stewart. Well, why are you calling me Rod? Because you both had your stomachs pumped. And then he remembered. Remember that story about Rod Stewart? For those of you who are too young to remember, I'm in New York City. I don't remember where the Rod Stewart concert was, but Rod Stewart hospitalized. You know what Rod Stewart supposedly did? He lined up. When you're a famous musician, the grips and the bouncers, they'll hand out a card. Like the musician will say, give that girl a card. And then at the end of the night, she can come backstage. And they can talk and they can have drinks. They can do whatever they want. Rod Stewart handed out those cards to 50 men. That's what the story was. 50 men, brought them all backstage and serviced them all. And he had to go to the hospital to get his stomach pumped. So when Jack told me that he had to have his stomach pumped, I started calling him Rod. And he forgot all about the Rod Stewart story. But when I told him, the laughter, the tears from both of us. You're an a-hole. You are a real a-hole. You are something else. I can't believe you said that. But we laughed about it. But seriously speaking, Jack did not have his stomach pumped for that reason. He's very sick. So go easy on Jack. Michael is not tolerant of bologna and cheese artists. No, I'm not going to put up with that. Crosby, Stills, Nash, and Young made some really good songs. They did. Mamas and the Papas, Crosby, Stills, Nash, and Young. Oh, that was some really, really wholesome music back then. The average waiting period for a new liver at the time of David Crosby's transplant was 130 days. And the liver is something that you need ASAP. Oh, I've been to Studio 54 many times. Studio 54. I went to Studio 54 many, many times. In fact, I've been to Studio 54 on Halloween multiple times, multiple occasions, because I had a spacesuit, a real spacesuit. It was like a $400 spacesuit that I got from, there was a place that rented spacesuits. Me and my friend Tommy, we had 2 spacesuits. And Uncle Tanus, we we went and rented, what was the name of that? It was the big Ruby's Costume. Ruby's Costume in Jamaica, New York. The biggest costume maker in the world at the time. He made costumes for all the movies, the motion pictures, the Space Odyssey pictures. So we went and got 2 spacesuits. And this has to go back to 1981. Well, I was building my Uncle Tanus's house. So 79, 78, I'd have to look at the model. There's a picture of us in front of Radio City and Studio 54 we had an Excalibur stretch. We used to rent it out for the night. So I have pictures of us standing in front, and I have pictures of inside of Studio 54 many times, Rich. The only thing that prevented me from going to Studio 54 more than I went was money. It was $50 to get in the door. But you could not get in the door unless you had rolled up in a limousine, which is what we rolled up in every time. And you had to pay $50. But on Halloween, we wore the spacesuits. And that went on for 2 or 3 years. We went there. I don't know how many years we had those suits. And finally, they didn't fit anymore. And we just had the R2-D2 helmets part of it. But Studio 54, I can tell you stories about that. I could tell you stories about Studio 54 that would rock your world. Whatever you heard about Studio 54 is nothing compared to what Studio 54 was really like. Anything at all. All you had to do was ask a bartender or a service personnel where you do that thing, and they would direct you to the floor and the room. Let's say you wanted to make love to a woman. They would tell you to go up to the bleachers, stay on the left side of the bleachers, because the right side of the bleachers, it's all guys. Left side, women. Let's say you wanted something else. They tell you where to go. Go to those bleachers, the red bleachers, the blue bleachers. There was bleachers everywhere on the 6th floor. I think the bleachers were on the 6th floor. There was bleachers everywhere. What room do I go to do this thing? What room do I go to do that thing? Why do you have to go to a room? Why don't you just do it at the bar, sir? Yeah, they would just service you right there at the bar. The bartender, what are women? Didn't matter. Studio 54, baby. I wish I recorded more. And back then, if you remember, we only had cameras. There were no videos. Flying circus. Somehow Crosby cut the line. Peter V puts up a chicken because Flying Circus put up something with chickens. Wishing Jack well from the circus. Thanks, Jack. Thanks, Flying Circus. Rich Buang says, get well soon, Jack. I donated to the sperm bank after my colonoscopy. Yeah, that's... When Jack was talking to me, man, I was like, it's not a little thing, man. It's not a little thing. It's a big thing. You guys want to say, so when Jack does not make sense and he's incoherent, just got to let it go. I could call Jack up right now. I think I'll do that. Let's call Jack up. We're calling Jack Thompson. Calling Jack Thompson. Jack Thompson coming up. Jack Thompson about to ring. It's about to go. Boop, boop. Ringing.
Your call has been forwarded to an automatic voice message system. 61.
No, we don't want you having Jack's telephone number. But yeah, he's busy. He's not answering the phone. So Jack is not a bad guy. He's been incoherent. I noticed that too, Sexpat Hunter. So with that, I'm gonna go. I built what I built this week. You guys would be impressed what I did this week by myself, because I can't work with anybody here. I could talk about that. God almighty, man, working with these people here. You know that when I go back to building the hotel, I'm going to have to import a crew from another place that never heard of Dolho. That's how bad it is here. Scott is in the chat. He will confirm that there are people that will literally come to work at 8:30, 8:45. They're supposed to be there at 8. They'll start cooking breakfast for the 9:30. There's like 12 men on the job. They'll cook breakfast, and then everybody will eat, but he'll eat first, and then he'll bring his sons over to the job site, which is cool. I mean, everybody knows it. They're not doing it in hiding. Then he'll feed his dog, maybe the scraps from the day before, I hope. Then his grandma, the lady I call grandma, she'll come over, she'll eat. So his family gets fed. Then at 10 o'clock, the men eat. and then he eats again or with them, and then at 10:30, quarter to 11 or 11 o'clock, they go back to work, and then he spends an hour cleaning the spoons, forks, and knives and dishes. Then at 12 o'clock, he is still cooking, because they probably have the same meal twice. I didn't look in the pot. And then they have their lunch till a quarter after 1 or 1:30. This is all the men, all 11 or 12 of them. So they have an hour and 15 to an hour and a half of lunch. They have a 2-hour break in the morning for breakfast. And then after lunch, after they go back to work, then he starts cleaning the pots and pans again and the dishes. And he asked me for a job. That ain't gonna happen. But I said to him privately, don't you work? I work. I said, but you're the cook? I do everything. I'm a labor. I do everything. I never saw him do any work that day. I don't know. So, do I need a cook on my job? No, but that's not the point. Not the point. You can put the food on and warm it up, make the rice, time it, 12 minutes, whatever it is, 20 minutes. And the other stuff, the hot meal, they put it in a pot. They have it cooking over a fire. Well, anyway, if you were to say to him, what are you doing? I'm working. He'll be leaning up against the fence for an hour and a half. I'm watching him do nothing. That's what. Yet I'm working. He believes he's working. I don't know. He can't work for me. And the men that take an hour and a half for breakfast, they can't work for me. And the men that take 2 hours for lunch, they can't work for me. And then there's another job 3 doors away where the men work and take a 10-minute break, a half-hour break, and a half-hour break. That's it. Done. They work all day. They work consistently for 8.5 hours in the sun. That's a lot. But there's the one crew, there's no way I could get past hiring any one of them. Because I watched them all do nothing for an hour and a half or 2 hours. If they do that on that job. Now, the woman who owns the property comes. There's a lookout. They hear the car pulling up to the gate. Everybody jumps up and runs to their station, including the cook. Now, I'm not going to have that. So, the men here, the people here, the labor here, you get a crew that's from another place, another world, another part of the Philippines, Cebu or Manila. They're excellent men. You get a crew that's local, run by a local guy, nothing gets done. I mean it. I mean it. There's no way to make you understand. They will take advantage of you but the lady comes, and all of a sudden, more work gets done in 1 8-hour day than gets done in the next 3 days. If she's not there, more work gets done. It's a strange place, the Philippines. They will take advantage of you if they can. So right now, the sky is clear. I saw that. The Jack Thompson poster was between 2 other posters flying circus. All right, then, I'm going to say goodbye. Scott, if you're going to be up, I'll give you a call. There's something that I wanted to talk to you about. Nothing important, though. Nothing important. And I wish I could show you guys what I was doing. Then you would never question my skill sets ever again. You would never question my ability to do certain things ever again. Nobody would ever question it because everybody would be in agreement. At my age, what I do, how I do it, and where I do it, Nobody else in the Philippines community can do what I do at my age. Number one, they don't have the knowledge. Number two, they don't have the tools. Number three, they couldn't do it in the sun. And number four, they did it 25 years ago. They can't do it today. I do it every day. So, thank you for stopping by. Umping Permy, which means, of course, take care always. And we'll make one more phone call. See what, but I won't tell you who I'm calling. If they're online, be a special guest. Okay, I'm going to mute you out for a moment because they are online. Hold on, I'm going to mute you. Hello, Daisy Mae from Rich. No sound. I got the sound back up. Yeah, she lost her voice completely. Even after she went to the doctor, she was like that. No voice, gone. I told her 2 weeks ago, go to the doctors, take care of it. Don't worry. I'll get better. No, she didn't get better. She got worse. She don't listen. I got to tell you, the one common denominator of the people in the Philippines is they don't listen to foreigners. You give them advice, they do the exact opposite. I don't know why. I have no idea why. Okay, then. I'm Pink Permy from Michael Fazio and Daisy Mae. And of course, Umping Permy means take care always. Bye-bye for now. Scott, I see you're on Skype. I'll call you in 30 seconds. Bye-bye. Umping. That's right.